Hey everybody, it is Tuesday, October 5th, 2021. Welcome to Puzzle With Me. My name is Lawrence, and today is Tuesday Teaching Tuesday. Teaching Tuesday. It's the Tuesday Teach. God, I really... Anyways, today is a video for beginners to American style crosswords, people who feel intimidated by it or don't quite understand how to solve a New York Times crossword or an American style crossword puzzle. I am going to be going kind of slowly through today's New York Times crossword. This is by Hwang Kim Vu and Jessica Zetzman. Basically just explaining in detail, in painstaking detail as I go, how I come to the answers, or how one does come to the answers, generally with in an American style crossword puzzle. Before I get into it, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Please like this video. All that stuff helps the channel grow. It helps new people find this channel, maybe. My whole purpose of doing this channel is because I love crosswords and I just want to spread that love. And so if you subscribe and like this video, that helps more people find it, and it helps me to spread the love of crosswords even more. Also, I do a live stream on Twitch every Sunday of solving the Sunday crossword together with viewers. That's been pretty fun. I've been doing that every week for almost a year now, I think, which is crazy, wild. It's really fun. There's a link in the description to join me on Twitch. All right. That being said, I am going to open up the Tuesday crossword here, but just want to reiterate again, I'm going to be going very slowly through this puzzle and explaining a lot. If you are a veteran of crosswords, this is probably going to be fairly boring to you, not going to lie. If you want to just skip ahead to the end where I give my commentary on the puzzle, probably skip ahead to like the last 2 minutes or so. But otherwise, if you are here because you want to learn how to solve an American style crossword or the New York Times crossword, stick around, because here we go. First, logistically, using the app here, you can see the yellow box in the grid that's moving around. That's where I am typing at any given moment. I'm controlling that with my keyboard, where it goes. And then the blue highlight corresponds to the blue highlighted clue to the left of the grid as well. So at one across here, we have some people have checkered ones. Now, here we go. One rule about crosswords, which is, very, very important, is the syntax, I suppose is maybe the correct word. The syntax of the clue matches the syntax of the answer. So in this case, I'm referring to plurality. In this case, this clue, checkered ones, is a plural ones. So the answer is going to be a plural answer. Which means I can put an S in there and it's likely to be correct. There are some plurals, of course, that do not use S's at the end, but most of them do. So it's a good bet you can put ones in there. So some people have checkered ones. Something that you can have that is checkered. I bet that is pasts. A checkered past. Now, usually for me personally, what I do when I put in like the first word, I like to go right away and do something that crosses with it, meaning 1 down or 2 down or 3 down or 4 down or 5 down. Check those to see if I can get those to kind of cross-check those letters and see if I have the correct answer at 1 across. In this case, 4 down is the shortest, which means it's probably going to be the easiest one to fill out, so I'll go there first. 4 down is spill the blank. This is just a straight up fill in the blank. The word in parentheses, gossip, it means that is the meaning of the phrase spill the blank. I think spill the tea is a phrase that means gossip. I think. That means the past is likely correct. Let's check 1 down now. Blank dish. That could be so many things. That's another just straight up fill in the blank. Fill in the blanks are often the most straightforward and easiest crossword clues to find the answer for. However, sometimes they can be left ambiguous, like this one. Blank dish. There are maybe several things that could go in that blank. So I'm just going to leave it for now. Pale, I think, is ashen. Anytime it's a one-word clue, it's just a straight, you're looking for a synonym. You're looking for another word that can mean the same thing. Bit of equipment for an angioplasty. This is also a really straightforward clue. There's no wordplay or anything going on. It's just, what is the name of a bit of equipment that is used for an angioplasty? I believe it is a stent, I think is the name of the tube thing that they use in angioplasties. Top Italian soccer league. That I do not know. My knowledge of sports, especially European sports, is very, very limited. So I'm going to skip that and go to 14 across. Now, this is where I can check my STE in the middle of 14 across and see if that's correct. First name in cosmetics. So a first name that appears in the cosmetics industry quite often is Estee, as in Estee Lauder. So I believe that is Estee. 20 across. Kylo Blank of Star Wars. And here we have a Star Wars reference, which always makes me very happy personally because I'm a big Star Wars fan. Kylo Ren. Another straightforward fill in the blank. So far, I didn't mention earlier, but Tuesday puzzles are the second easiest puzzles of the week. If you're not familiar with New York Times, how the crossword puzzles work in the New York Times, it goes on a weekly cycle that begins on Monday and ends on Saturday or Sunday, depending on what you look at. Sunday's kind of an outlier, but basically Monday is the easiest puzzle of the week, generally speaking. They put easy puzzles on Monday and they become gradually more difficult. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday puzzles, the first 4 puzzles of the week, are what we call themed puzzles, which have some kind of thematic element that runs throughout the entire grid of the puzzle that connects different answers throughout the puzzle in some way, in some kind of a fun way that usually involves wordplay of some kind. And then Friday and Saturday usually do not have a theme. They're what we in the crossword world just call themeless puzzles, which is just they're generally more difficult to solve themeless a little bit because they don't have a theme. Usually the theme helps you to solve the puzzle. Once you figure out what the theme is, it kind of helps you to figure out how to solve the rest of the puzzle. So themeless, there's nothing that specifically ties the entire puzzle together. So Friday and Saturday are the more difficult puzzles of the week. And then Sunday's kind of an outlier in the New York Times. Sunday is an oversized puzzle. It's quite large, and it's usually around like a Tuesday to Wednesday difficulty level. It's not super tough, but it's not super easy either. That's how the New York Times crossword works. Anyways, let's get back to this one. Speaking of themes in the New York Times crossword, when you have a themed puzzle like a Tuesday puzzle is, generally you will find the theme in the longest across answers. The longest answers going across in the grid will usually have the thematic element that connects all of those answers together. In this case, I can pretty much promise that that is the case because we have these kind of extra shaded squares. Here we have 5 of them at 17 across. There's 3 and then 2 here at 24 across. There's 2 and then 3, and then there's 3 and then 2 here at 48 across. And so I can pretty much guarantee that these are going to be theme related. Generally, until you figure out what the theme is, the theme answers, such as 17 across, 24 across, 38 across, and 48 across, are going to be harder to figure out than the rest of them because they'll usually involve some kind of weird wordplay. So I usually leave those until later or until I figure out what the theme is. But just let's take a look at it anyways and see if we can figure it out. Classic work with chapters titled Attack by Stratagem and Maneuvering an Army. I see, just based on what I have, so this is a classic work, so we're looking for a title. Titles often start with the word the, and since I have HE here, I'm guessing this is the. And then it's chapters, so it's a book, and the chapters are called Attack by Stratagem, Maneuvering an Army. It's kind of warfare stuff. I'm gonna guess this is the art of war. And then if you look, you can see these 5 shaded cells spell out the word heart, which is definitely going to be related to our theme. So our theme is going to have something to do with maybe shapes or body parts or maybe emoji. Excuse me. Something like that. All right, let's go over here to 6 across. Buenos. A lot of fill in the blank ones here today, which is a bit unusual. So Buenos, this is one of those fill in the blank ones that could be a few different things. Buenos dias, buenas noches, buenas tardes, buenas aires. Maybe it's Buenos Aires. That fits. Let's go 8 down because that's a short one and see what fits here. Like some data and deals. You can have raw data and raw deals. So it is raw. Anytime you have a clue that starts with the word like, that means your answer is going to be an adjective, right? It's going to be an adjective that could be used to describe something. So in this case, it's an adjective that can be used to describe data and deals, and that is raw. 9 down, emissions control group. Here is an American crossword rule. Anytime you have an abbreviation in the clue, that means the answer is also going to be abbreviated. So group here is abbreviated in the clue, so that means the answer is also an abbreviation of some kind or a shortening of some kind. So emissions control group, I know, is the Environmental Protection Agency, or shortened, the EPA. 15 across, like some online purchases. Again, this is going to be an adjective of some kind. Like some online purchases. What's an adjective you could describe online purchases? I'm not sure yet, so I'm just going to skip it. Let's go 6 down. A kind of sauce. A dough. Oh, God. Food stuff is also another weakness of mine because I don't like cooking or anything. So like, I often trip myself up on food stuff. Adobo, is that right? I want to say adobo, but I'm not 100% confident personally, so I'm gonna skip it and come back to it. Derived by logic is infer. All right. 10 down. Florence Griffith Joyner or Wilma Rudolph. I don't know who either of those people are, I don't think. So I'm going to have to skip that and move on. Let's go over to this corner. In crossword grids, people usually use the ordinals northeast, southwest. Not ordinals, cardinal directions, northeast, southwest, to refer to areas of the grid. So this would be the northeast corner. The me of Despicable Me, that would be referring to the main character, right? He is the me of Despicable Me. So the main character, I believe, was Gru. Alley blank, fancy basketball shot, that's alley oop. Again, the parenthetical is just explaining what the phrase is, similar to spill the tea over here. Alley oop, fancy basketball shot. Clear tables at a restaurant, that is bus. Not a lot of wordplay yet, which is good actually for a newcomer. It's just, straightforward. You don't try and overthink things, just like what are words that you would use to call this. It's prepackaged for an emergency. Pre-packed. It's pre-packed for an emergency. a go bag, right? Do you have a go bag? I don't have a go bag. I know I should, but I don't. I really should, actually. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that because I live in a country with a lot of natural disasters, but I really should have a go bag. Anyways, where a slice might go. This might be a bit of wordplay. I'm not sure, because a slice could be referring to, like, in golf, if you slice a shot, I think a slice goes to the right. This could be a slice of pizza. I don't know. A slice. I'm not sure what this is, so I'm going to skip it. 13 down. Victory by a Cinderella team, for example. Cinderella team is an underdog team, right? So a victory by an underdog team would be an upset, basically. It's reversed in a mirror. Image is reversed in a mirror. A slice might go. Rouge? I do not understand this. Unless image is wrong. Ay, Dios. Another fill in the blank. Dios mío. A lot of fill in the blanks today. That's a bit unusual. Wow, here's another one. Emerald Isle. Interesting. Okay. What was 5 down? Top Italian soccer league? No idea. I'm not going to get that. A Russian despot is a Tsar. Tsar has like, Tsar or Czar has like a few different spellings, and it is a word that comes up in crosswords often, so it's just one to remember. But you can never, or at least I, can never quite be sure which spelling it's going to use. Luckily, the first 2 letters were already done. So the last 2 letters are always the same. They're always AR, but the first 2 letters could be like TZ or CS or CZ. Like, you can never quite be sure. Anyways, Tsar. Okay. Oh, it's not adobo. It's, oh my gosh. Aioli. Aioli's a sauce, right? Oof. Okay. Like some online purchases. Oh, aioli is spelled incorrectly. I spelled it with an E. It should be an I. And then in-app purchases. Oh, I didn't mention this earlier, but I should have. You might have noticed with the Art of War. In American-style crosswords, this is something that is different to British-style crosswords, or cryptic crosswords. There is never any indication of how many words are in the answer. So the answer could be 1 word, it could be 2, it could be 3, it could be 4, it could be several words. There is never any indication, so that is one thing that can be tricky. This is 2 words, in-app. Sometimes I forget that even. I've been doing this for years. I've been doing crosswords for years, and sometimes I forget that, and it still trips me up to this day. Yeah, in-app purchases. Okay. Let's go. Let's look at the next themed entry, 24 across. This is what we in the crossword world call a spanner. It is an answer that goes all the way across the grid, spanning all the way from the left to the right. This is a signature Phil Collins hit, ranked among VH1's 100 greatest songs of the 80s. Oh, this is In the Air Tonight. And now I am starting to see what the theme is. So hopefully you can see this as well. You see the shaded squares, HEART. And we have heart again here in the in both of these themed entries, in 17 across and 24 across, here and here. So it's a good bet that at 38 across here, this other spanner and this spanner at 48 across, the shaded squares are going to be the same thing, HEART. I'm gonna put them in already. I'm gonna call it an HEA and RT. I'm just calling it right now. And now you'll notice there is one more long across entry that doesn't have any shaded squares in it, and it is the one that is 60 across down here. This, and as you can see, when I selected 60 across, it highlighted all of those themed entries in yellow above it. And this is what we call a revealer. It reveals the theme of the puzzle. So a revealer usually comes in a kind of set form, which is it gives a clue, just a regular crossword style clue, and then followed by an indication that it is referencing other clues. So in this case, despondent, right? Despondent is the regular crossword style clue for whatever the answer is at 60 across here. And then as progressively suggested by 17, 24, 38, and 48 across, which is the reference to the other themed answers. Now, what is interesting here is it says progressively suggested, which means the order of these is important. And I see now that I'm looking at it, I see that heart is all together in the first, in 17 across, heart is all together. In the second one, at 24 across, heart is separated by one square in between, in the middle of the word. In 38 across, there are two squares in the middle of the word. And in 48 across, there are three squares. So it is progressively having... Could you say that again? Siri just started talking to me. It is progressively expanding or getting further away, which is interesting. I bet that has something to do with some kind of wordplay that is happening at 60 across. Despondent. It's not coming to mind right away. I'll come back to it later, but that is cool to notice. And let's see. I'm going to just continue solving. Share or Sade, I think is how it's pronounced. I'm not totally sure. Voice-wise. I'm not sure about Sade, but I'm pretty sure share is an alto. So I'm going to put that in. 10 down. Now I'm just playing Wheel of Fortune because there's only one letter missing here. I'm guessing it is sprinter. I guess Florence Griffith Joyner and Wilma Rudolph are both sprinters. Interesting to note, by the way, this is two sprinters here, but the word or between them means it is referring to either one of them, so it is a singular. If that or had been an and instead, and it read Florence Griffith Joyner and Wilma Rudolph, then the answer in the grid would have to be a plural answer, sprinters. It's just one of those things. It's the same as one across. The syntax matches. It always matches. Okay. So, anyways, Olympian Corbett. I'm gonna guess this is a G, Olga, but I have no idea who this is. I'm just guessing based off the letters I have. Olympian Corbett. I know it should be a name. Anytime they give you half of a name, by the way, in the clue, they're looking for the other half of the name for the answer. In this case, Corbett. So the other half of the name is maybe Olga. I don't know. All-weather protectors. Here we have a plural, protectors. So this is going to have an S on the end, but I'm not sure what it is. Drill conductor, informally. Informally means it's going to be kind of a casual term for, drill sergeant. Informally would be Sarge, right? Oh, and now I see 26 down. All-weather protectors is tarps. Okay. Let's go over here. 28 across. Musical skill is referred to as an ear, if you have an ear. And this filled in my top Italian soccer league as Syria. I don't know that. Never heard of it. I hope it's correct. I'm going to assume it's correct because I'm pretty sure everything else is. Okay. 25 down. Pressure, metaphorically. Metaphorically, we'd say like, you can feel the heat. That's like feeling the pressure. So, or the heat is on, the pressure's on. So I think that's heat. Stage, generating the highest percentage of its electricity. State, generating the highest percentage of its electricity by wind. I didn't know this. This is an interesting fact, or factoid. It's a 4-letter state that ends in A. I'm guessing it's Iowa. Iowa seems like it gets a lot of wind. Okay. Sorta in quotes. Anytime a clue is in quotes, I think this is the first one we've had in quotes in this puzzle. Oh no, we had ideas, but that was a fill in the blank, so it's a little different. Sorta, anytime you have a full clue that's not a fill in the blank, that's in quotes, it means the answer is something that you would say to mean the same thing as if you were saying the clue. So something that you could say instead of sorta to mean basically the same thing. You might say ish, like, yeah, ish, sorta. Okay, here we have a cross-referential clue, which means it is referencing another clue in the grid. This is something that happens quite often. And this, the nice thing about doing these puzzles online is it just highlights the one that it's referencing in the grid so you can see it right away. So it's there at 58 across, what the middle of 58 across stands for. So I'm guessing the middle of 58 across is going to be an O. And a debtor's note is an IOU, and the middle, that O stands for OWE. Okay. Victory is a win. Let's double check that. 42 across, an egg layer is a hen. All right, let's check. 38 across, changes political affiliation. Switches parties. There's no trick to this answer here. It is a themed one, but there's no wordplay or anything happening here. But one thing that is important to note about this that I haven't talked about yet is verb tense. In the same way that with plurality, you match singulars and plurals from clue to answer, you also match verb tenses from clue to answer. So in this case, changes is the conjugation of conjugation. That's the word I was looking for, not verb tense. Well, tense as well, but conjugation also. The conjugation of the verb change, right? Changes. And so the verb in the answer also matches that conjugation to switches. That is always a rule. That always happens. It's always true. Let's look at 34 down. Communication at Gallaudet University, but the university is abbreviated here, so this is going to be a shortened answer. I don't know what this is, though. Communication at Gallaudet University. I have no idea. Interesting. Okay. 33 down. Home for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That is the sewer. I like that. Love a Ninja Turtles reference. Prefix with gram. So what can go before gram? That I'm not sure. 43 across, cries of protest. It's a plural, so there are S's there. That should be correct. Howls or something like that? Maybe? Oh, is this ASL? Is this a school for the deaf? It must be. I'm going to guess that that is correct, and I'm going to guess that this is howls. Oh, the prefix with gram. Now that I have the O there, I can see that it is hologram, probably. 39 down. Toque is or toque is a chef's hat, I think. Only player on more than 2 winning World Cup teams. That's gotta be Pele. It's like the only soccer player I know that has a 4-letter name that ends in ELE. It's gotta be Pele. Okay, 45 down. Show of love for short. It's gotta be PDA. Probably. The question mark here. A question mark in the clue. This is, I think, the first one in this grid that we've seen so far. Question marks in clues do come up fairly often. A question mark in the clue means that you might have to do a little bit of lateral thinking. There might be some kind of wordplay happening here, or the answer's not like totally straightforward. You might have to, do some lateral thinking. Think outside the box a little bit for this one. That's what the question mark means. Question mark clues are often, in this case, I don't think it was too difficult, although it was a little bit. But question mark clues are often the most difficult ones to answer in the grid. So as a beginner, if you come across a question mark clue and you're like, what? Huh? I have no idea. It's probably a good idea to just skip it and come back later. But in this case, I feel fairly confident about that. In fact, to double check, because we have a bunch of letters at 48 across now, I'm going to check 48 across and see what that says. Flee to remote safety, I think, is head for the hills. Head for the hills. Yeah, probably. Okay. Let's go back up and fill in this empty area that we haven't done yet. 35 across. Wednesday follower, and Wednesday is shortened here, so Thursday. How would you shorten Thursday? THU? Or THO? Excuse me, THU, I think. Euro rival, in brief. In brief means this is a shortened or shortening or abbreviation. Rival of the euro is maybe the US dollar. Could be as simple as that. 36 down. Recipient of Grammy's 2020 Song of the Year Award for I Can't Breathe. Grammys 2020 Song of the Year. I Can't Breathe. Here's the thing. This is probably very obvious, but I do not live in the US. I do listen to a lot of pop actually, but like I don't follow awards shows anymore, but just because it's too much to keep up with when you're this far away. It's not in my general zeitgeist anymore, so I don't know who this is. Is it just like her or something? Fashion dictates that its width be the same as that of one's lapels. That's probably a tie. That makes sense. Okay, 44 across. Cowboys charge. Cowboys charge. Interesting. A herd, maybe? And then it's her? I think it's a herd. Cowboy, yeah. Homophone of 35 down. So homophone of tie is tie, like that. That's nice, I like that. Stage name of Adam Yauch of the Beastie Boys is, was he MCA? I want to say. I didn't mean to rhyme there. I think he's MCA. Let me double check by looking at 46 down. One of the Spice Girls is Mel B. 47 down. Musical combos with a question mark, so lateral thinking involved here. I'm not sure, what that's going to be, so I'm going to skip it. Sign of sainthood is going to be a halo. Book that comes with a set of keys. A book that comes with a set of keys. Interesting. I don't know what that is either. Let's look at 48 down. Islamic equivalent of kosher is halal, I think. Practice piano piece is an etude. And let's look at 59 across. Oaf is a lug. Computing pioneer, Lovelace, right? Again, they gave us half the name, so we're looking for the other half. Ada Lovelace. Director Spike or Eng. Here again, they gave us two halves of names with an or in the middle. So that means both of these people share the same name, and what is that name? It is Lee. Spike Lee and Ang Lee. Pond scum typically is algae, and then 56 across. Oh, the Atlas is the book that comes with a set of keys. I feel like this clue should have come with a question mark to indicate that it involved some lateral thinking or some wordplay there. But yeah, they don't always the question mark rule is one that they play hard and fast with a little bit. They don't always use the question mark when they should, and sometimes they use the question mark when it's not really that necessary. Like in this case, for 45 down, to me, show of love wasn't really necessary to have the question mark there. Like PDA is a show of love, is showing love, public display of affection. Anyways, afternoon hour is 3. Abhors is hates. Again, using the same conjugation of the verb abhor with the S on the end. So hates to match. Concur is agree, and big books are tomes, so matching plural to plural. And me problem is an ego, and pitching asset is an arm. I like that. This is just an aside. Actually, I'll save my commentary till the end. Let's finish this off. So now we can go back to our revealer here. Despondent, as progressively suggested. Is this just heartbroken? I guess it's just heartbroken. Straightforward. So heart was together originally, and then it broke, and it's gotten progressively further and further apart throughout the puzzle. Cool little theme, you know? Approvals on Facebook are likes, matching plural to plural. Approvals, likes. Trump, this is Loe. I think that is the correct spelling. It's a trick of the eye. Trump Loe. Louis. I don't know how to pronounce it. Forgive me. Optimistic is sunny. 63 down. Blank lips are sealed. Agogo's hits probably are. And scheduled to arrive is due in. And musical combos is going to be chords, because this is going to be plural, right? Combos is plural. And then this is really, in text speak, is seriously. And there we have finished the Tuesday puzzle. Look at that. Great. I hope that was useful explanations for you. I hope that, of course, when you are starting out, one thing that I should say, and I probably should have said at the beginning, is like, even though I am taking my time to explain stuff, I still am coming to the answers fairly quickly. And that's just because I have the experience of doing a lot of crosswords. And for each one, even if you understand the rules and you understand what the clue is doing, if you understand the rules about matching plurals to plurals and matching conjugations to conjugations, even understanding all that, it can still be, when you're starting out, very tricky to just come up with the answer. You'll sit there and look at it for a while. I have a couple of suggestions. First, when you first open up a crossword, I would suggest going through the clues one time fairly quickly before you slow down to really think about stuff deeply. And what that means is, like, look at each clue, read it to yourself, and if you think of an answer right away, write it in. If you don't think of something within a couple of seconds, then just move on and read the next clue. And do that for all the clues until you have read all of the clues. Because then it is likely that you'll have one or two things at least filled in by the time you get to the end. And then you can come back and work from where you already have some letters filled in. Because once you get some letters in, that unlocks more places for you to fill in, and it makes it easier to fill in the rest of the grid. So that's kind of my suggestion for starting out. The other thing is, like, just don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged by not understanding something or not being able to get something. That's fine. Like I said, the ability to do this comes from experience and practice. It is something that is not innate knowledge. It is something that is practiced knowledge. So it really comes with doing a lot and seeing a lot of clues and a lot of answers and just getting used to them more and more. So there is absolutely no shame in if you're using the app or using the computer or doing it online. They have the functionality here to show you what the answer is. You can just click on, there's an icon. It's actually this like poker chip looking icon, but I've already filled it in, so it's now changed to just clear puzzle. But normally when you're filling in the puzzle, that will just tell you, hey, you want to know the answer to this one? And you can just click reveal answer and it'll just tell you the answer. And there's no shame in that at all. Like, honestly, even after doing puzzles for years and years, I still reveal answers from time to time because I just can't get them. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Like, just the more you do puzzles, the better you'll get at them, and they can be really fun. I like the theme here. Like, it's really cute to see that Heartbroken was our answer here at 60 across, and then to see that, to go back and look at the theme and see how Heartbroken manifests itself in the grid with heart and in the middle of the art of war, and then that's broken apart a little bit in the air tonight, and then it's broken apart even more with Switch's parties, and then broken apart even more with Head for the Hills. Like, that's really cute and it's fun to see, and that is what is so much fun about crosswords, is seeing those clever ways to use words and use language in ways that are unexpected. And it is crossword puzzle making is 100% an art form in my mind. I remain very, very firm in that. It is an art. And so it is, it's one of the most interesting art forms because it is an art that is very interactive, extremely interactive with the person who is solving. I suppose in the same way that like video games are, but yeah, it's really cool. And I hope that this helped to catch you onto them. I hope you like them. Anyways, I liked this puzzle today. This was a really cute, fun little Tuesday that wasn't too hard. It was a really nice level of difficulty for a Tuesday, I think. It was right in there. There were a lot of fill-in-the-blank clues I'm noticing. Even I maybe only noticed just because I was going through and talking about each one of them so much, but like, that is more than usual for the number of fill-in-the-blank clues there were. And not a lot of wordplay in this one, which is also a little bit unusual. But I did like, I was going to say, I like that arm is referenced as a pitching asset and ear is referenced as a musical skill. So we have two body parts that are being clued by like other thing, like not referencing the actual like part of the body itself, like they're kind of metaphorical ways to say that you have skill, right? Like, oh, he's really got an arm, or wow, he's got an ear. Like that's, I like that both of them were clued that way. That's pretty cool. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say for today. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you haven't, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I do videos Monday through Thursday of me solving the New York Times crossword and talking about them, giving commentary on them. I do live streams every Sunday on Twitch, link in the description. And this teaching video is something that I do every 2 months. So if you are new to this video, you can go back and watch ones from 2 months ago or before that if you want more practice. Or stick around and 2 months from now, I'll be doing it again on the first Tuesday of, what's this month? This is October, so the first Tuesday of December, I'll be back to do another Tuesday Teach. Anyways, that is it. Thanks so much. See you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.